everybody about milking our goat, because most people don't believe that we had to learn this. So first step is to distract the boys, because they are pretty convinced that they need this grain. As you can see, they're dedicated to it. So we pour them a quarter cup, and then we tell Barbara, come on Barbara, come on Babs. Babs, come on. Come on.
No, it's just...
Oh, she's in it. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. All right. And so we'll just... We get her hooked into her milking stand, and she eats her grain while we're working on milking her. So you're going to hear some noise in the background because Brian often tries to open the door, and he's quite smart, so he knows how to do it. So when we first got Barbara, we had no idea about milking or goats or really anything, and we're trying to deal with being up every 2 hours feeding Chance formula that they make for horses. So we got Barbara because we knew that this would be a much cheaper option, but milking was exciting. How much did we get in the first time we milked her, Sidna?
3 tablespoons?
About 3 tablespoons, and that is not a joke. We actually did that.
It?
Yes. And
Yeah.
then Barbara would kick the bucket over and spill it. So if you come over here and get down here, most people have never milked a goat before. And so what you have to do is squeeze up here. And I thought that you would have to pull down, but you don't. You just squeeze your hand. We start at the top and then work our way down with the rest of the fingers. Right now, Sidna is actually splashing me with his stream, which I don't appreciate. But we have come up with each of us having a hand. We have one hand each, and we do one side each so that we don't get so tired. So I have one very strong left hand, and he has one very strong right hand.
I'm left-handed, so that's weird.
Pan over and see the kitten.
Yeah, the party likes to watch.
And as you can see, Barbara's very happy. She will stand here for as long as we can provide grain in her bin. So as soon as she finishes that grain, she's going to start to move around, and we will have to go fast at that point to make sure that this works out. So I can say that this has been very good for our marriage. This is an enforced time that at least twice a day we get to sit down and talk to each other about what's been going on and how much we hate milking. Do you have anything to say, Sarah?
No, this has been a lot of fun. It's been very challenging because, you know, when you first start, you have no idea what you're doing, and you're just trying to get some milk because the original goal was we did this because we had to feed the pony, you know? So there was an urgency to it. But then now we get more milk than we want. We'd like to stop, but she's never going to stop. You know, we're still sitting here milking, you know, so. But it's fun. It's fun to learn stuff. It's, you know, but challenging.
We've spent many days actually being in here, and I'm getting sweaty now because we're in a stall. And so you can imagine all the heat that we've had over the summer has been rather excruciating when you're standing in a stall trying to milk a goat that, like I said, when we first started, it came out like this.
No, right now, hold on, remember, right here. Can you get this one too, right here? Watch this. Can you get on it? This is what the first was like. Oh no, I can't even. There we go. That's it. No,
and now we've gotten good, we can do this.
No, yeah, but you know, but in the beginning, it was all we could do was like.
It was so frustrating. So it took us an hour and a half to milk Barbara,
Yeah.
which was brutal. Absolutely brutal.
We're done now because we're trying to dry her out.
So what we're doing right now is weaning the pony, which means the baby, which means that we have to start drying Barbara up. So what we're doing is every day we milk her just a little bit less, hoping that she eventually stops producing so much milk. We have not noticed that it's successful yet, but we're trying our best. Not knowing anything about goats, it's been an exciting challenge to get here. And we're done. And if you can check, is Barbara done her grain? I would guess yes, because she's not eating it at this point. So she is ready to go. You can see that she's ready to get up and leave. So we're going to unclip her. We're going to say, thank you, Barbara. And we always give Barbara some extra cuddles after she milks because she's such a good girl and she's so patient. And she's going to check to make sure she didn't lose any crumbs. Good girl. And then we're going to let her out with her insane friends. Come on, Barbara. Come on. And hopefully get them back out for a couple of hours before sunset. If you have any questions, let us know.